I've worked on the SCP Foundation for years and helped to hide the most impossible and dangerous things. Now, I think it's time for the world to know the truth. They called it a myth at first, a ghost story whispered between nervous security guards during late-night shifts. But those who saw its face, even for just a second, didn't live to tell the tale. This is the horrifying case of SCP-096, the Shy Guy. A creature so dangerous, so relentless, that simply looking at a photograph of its face is enough to seal your fate. What is it? Where did it come from? And is there any way to stop it? Stay with us, because what you're about to hear is one of the most disturbing and tragic containment stories in the entire SCP Foundation archives. It started like many SCP cases do, with a simple report from a remote survey team. Deep in the mountains of a geological expedition went missing. Their last known transmission was filled with static, but one phrase stood out.
There's something here. It's looking at us.
By the time the Foundation arrived, all members of the team were gone, no bodies, no signs of a struggle, just torn equipment and claw marks, deep, ragged, and unnatural. When they finally captured SCP-096, it offered little resistance. It sat there, curled up, silent, a humanoid, grotesquely thin. Standing at nearly 2.4 meters tall, its skin, pale, almost translucent, its arms, impossibly long, hanging down past its knees. But the most disturbing feature was its face, or more accurately, the way it reacted when someone saw it. Testing began immediately, and that was the Foundation's first mistake. In an attempt to study the entity's behavior, researchers displayed a low-resolution image of SCP-096's face to D-Class personnel. For the first 60 seconds, nothing happened. The creature remained silent, unmoving. But then, it began to cry. Screams, desperate, tortured, like the sound of a dying animal mixed with a child's wail. And then, it stood up. It sprinted through multiple containment doors as if they weren't even there, shattering reinforced steel, ripping through concrete like paper. The D-Class never had a chance. By the time MTF units arrived, there was nothing left of him. Nothing at all. But this was only the beginning. The most terrifying aspect of SCP-096 is that it doesn't stop. Distance, location, time, none of it matters. The creature has what researchers now believe is a perfect, inescapable awareness of anyone who has seen its face. A person could be on the other side of the world, deep underground, locked inside the most secure bunker imaginable. It doesn't matter. Once you've seen SCP-096's face, you're already dead. And nothing can stop it. This theory was tragically confirmed during the satellite incident. A research satellite, equipped with high-powered cameras, accidentally captured a photograph of SCP-096's face from orbit. The image was automatically transmitted to ground stations across multiple countries. Unknowing technicians, military analysts, civilians in remote viewing posts. Dozens of people saw the image within minutes. What followed was one of the most devastating containment breaches in Foundation history. SCP-096 tore through every single location where a viewer was present, crossing thousands of kilometers in hours, breaking through air bases, laboratories, even classified bunkers. By the time it was over 300 people were dead. The entire event was buried under a massive cover-up operation, labeled as simultaneous terrorist attacks. But the Foundation knew the truth. The O5 Council was clear. SCP-096 could not be allowed to exist. Multiple termination protocols were authorized. They tried high-powered explosives, did nothing. They tried acid baths, minimal damage. Sniper teams with anti-tank rounds, useless. Even direct orbital strikes only slowed it down temporarily. SCP-096 regenerates rapidly, and once it locks onto a target, it seems completely immune to pain, fear, or fatigue. Even when reduced to near death, it keeps going. Perhaps the most haunting moment came during an internal Foundation hearing, when Dr. Dan, one of the leading researchers on SCP-096, testified after incidents. His voice, shaking, described the massacre of an entire mobile task force unit. The MTF had been sent to retrieve SCP-096 in an open mountain region, armed with scramble gear to prevent visual contact with the creature's face. But things went horribly wrong. A single misplaced helmet cam, a brief accidental exposure, and SCP-096 went berserk. One by one, soldiers were ripped apart. The final audio logs, filled with screaming, gunfire, and then silence.
If you want my recommendation, terminate it immediately!
And yet the Foundation still hesitates. Some argue that attempting to terminate SCP-096 is too dangerous, that the creature's physiology and unknown biology could trigger unpredictable results. Others believe that the ethical implications of creating another incident during a termination test could be catastrophic. But one fact remains. SCP-096 is still alive, still contained, barely, inside a lightless steel cube, somewhere deep underground. And as long as that face remains unseen, we're safe for now. But accidents happen. Photos get leaked. Satellites malfunction. And curiosity always finds a way. The shy guy may seem docile at first glance, but remember this, all it takes is one look, one frame, one image, one glimpse, and you're already dead. Sleep well tonight, and whatever you do, don't look.